I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this one, but you know what? I'm still going to do the review, you can't stop me. Alright, so before I begin with the actual review of Pitfalls by Leprous, I would like to offer you guys a small caveat. I actually really like this band, if you probably didn't know that. I've been listening to them since 2011 when they released Bilateral, and I really enjoyed all of their work up until Pitfalls right here, and I'll get to that right away. I think that all of the band members are really talented, and they're actually really good songwriters in general. I mean, they're not amateurs when it comes to writing kick-ass songs that are also very engaging but really complex and also have a lot of emotional weight to them. So yeah, I really like Leprous. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Pitfalls, which in my opinion is kind of a dud, in my opinion. I'm not going to say it's a bad album, but compared to the rest of the Leprous catalog, it's actually a rather weak album, in my humble opinion. Alright, so it actually came to pass that I actually read a lot of stuff before starting to listen to this album, because there were a lot of rumors circulating around it, even related to the cover. As you can see, it's very somber. That the album is much more personal when it comes to Einar's approach on the composition. So he was a lot more personally involved. There's a definite inspiration out of his individual struggles with anxiety and with depression, and these songs actually do reflect that emotional state. I can feel that there is definitely a feeling of distress when I'm listening to this album, and when it comes to the actual transmission of these feelings, I can say that here the band actually succeeded, or Einar succeeded. But in general, Leprous succeeded with the emotional delivery, which is actually pretty good. Problem is that even though I could say that this is an honest album, like honest to God, is that there are so many elements about Leprous that we actually love, we the people that actually are listening to their music and really enjoy it since day one or day two or whatever, that are missing. I mean, I think that this album is still very emotionally strong, but it's lacking in so many other regards. Alright, regardless, the production is awesome. I can say that it's perfectly mixed. It's definitely on the softer side. The presence of the strings and the orchestral elements are actually superbly mixed. Einar actually still sounds like a freaking angel when he's singing. He's a really great singer. And the keyboard arrangements are actually really interesting. I would say they're actually quite good. But when we get to the actual presence of the guitars and the bass and the drums, this is where I'm getting back to my previous statement that they are lacking. They're not that present, to be honest. And it's actually disappointing, because I listen to I Lose Hope, I listen to Observe the Train, I listen to Alleviate, and even though I really enjoy Einar's singing, which is again really good, I feel that Torb and Robin and of course even Bard is actually, they are all left out of the entire playing process. It's like they're not even there on the album, which is really sad. It's a shame, because they're all so talented players. Alright, so let's get to the structure of the album. We have, I think, 9 songs on the original version and 11 songs on the extended version, I think, with 2 bonus tracks. So we have like a cover after Massive Attack, Angel. Actually, really enjoyable cover. I really like that one. I actually even heard it live, and it sounded really good. And there was also another song that I don't really remember, but I actually binged, I tried to listen more often to the original version. Oh yeah, the second song was Golden Prayers. Most of these songs are not that particularly long. They're around the 4-minute or the 5-minute mark, and they are all heavily dominated by these powerful emotional vocal lines from Einar. However, again, there's not that much, you know, when it comes to guitar work or to drumming. And I always listen to these to these songs, into this album. I think it's my fifth or sixth time I gave it a spin, and I feel okay. I'm cool with the vocals and with all these nice, you know, orchestral arrangements and some of the electronic effects. But where's the band? This is like Einar's solo project. Whatever. All right. Now regarding these songs, I still think that some of them are actually quite good, quite okay. I believe that Below is a good opener. I Lose Hope is actually really poppy and really a really catchy song. Observe the Train, on the other hand, is it just drags on, it meanders, and even though it's usually it's a 5-minute song, it feels like it's way too long. Alleviate is a nice short interlude with some soaring vocals from Einar, again, his way of showing off. And then you get to At the Bottom, which is, in my opinion, one of Leprous's worst songs. And yeah, if you guys really like that song, I'm sorry, but At the Bottom is just at the bottom for me. And Distant Bells, again, it's just continues that particular trend. It's only at song number 8 at Foreigner, and of course the last song, The Sky is Red, when the band really kicks into full gear and you can actually hear the other guys in the band, especially Bart behind the drums, which actually plays some fantabulous drums on The Sky is Red, a really epic song, a really epic way to close this album. But it's too little too late for me, and I think, yeah, in general, Pitfalls for me is kind of a dud. I don't think it's a bad album, because I don't think these guys release bad songs, bad albums in general. They're really good musicians. But compared to the other albums, this is probably the weakest that they have released. Yeah, that's my opinion. Take it or leave it, if you like it or not. Please write to me in the comments, what do you think about Leprous and what do you think about Pitfalls? Do you think it's a pitfall of an album, or probably their more soaring moment, like flying high? I can feel that Einar is depressed and is probably a bit of on a downer trend recently. I don't want him to be depressed. I don't want him to be sad. I don't want him to suffer. I don't want the band to suffer. I would like to see a little bit more enthusiasm and energy and joy, because when I was listening to Tall Poppy Syndrome and to The Congregation and to Bilateral, even with To Cold, which is also a pretty dark album, I could still feel that joy that these people were feeling when they were playing together. Maybe they still have that joy, that, you know, that happiness or whatever emotional state you may call it, but on this album I just feel emptiness, and maybe that's what I'm supposed to feel. In any case, I'll see you guys soon. New reviews coming really quick.